This is E-Flite's newest release, their P-51. Now this one comes in at a really good size and price point. I believe this one is priced in the same category as their bright yellow Trojan.
This is the E-Flite T-28 Trojan.
Oh, look how pretty that takeoff was, Abby. Very nice. Oh, nice fast pass.
Full throttle.
Pretty low too. Look at that. Nice, Abby.
I like
4S.
to pretend that this one has guns and stuff on it.
My favorite way to land. Oh, goose poop. No, you hit the goose poop. Why don't you do one more? Go one more time. Although it has landing gear and they are optional, they are not retracts, and there are no flaps or lights on this airplane, which gets the cost down to be more affordable. But it does have things that we know and love, like safe technology, keeping the airplane nice and stable if you are a beginner pilot. Also, I love the scale details, like our clear canopy with a cool little detailed pilot in there, and the paint scheme of Ferocious Frankie is a definite win in my opinion. It's nice to have that variety if we're gonna have another P-51, right? This will fly on an IC3 or EC3 plug. Sometimes XT60 will actually fit on those. 4S 2200 battery, which is my personal favorite size battery. There is a steerable tail wheel, and we do have 4 channels of functionality with rudder, elevator, ailerons, and throttle. Of course, this is a brushless motor. Super important to note, this only took me about 10 minutes or less to assemble. It's literally 4 screws. There are 2 screws on the main wing, 2 bolts back here on the tail assembly, and I love their plug and play system for their servos. I've got a couple pictures I can show you. Very easy. It literally took me longer to unbox this than it did to build it. That is cool. That's a huge win. Now, if you could be so lucky, yours might come with actual war paint scuffs as well. This is a pre-release airplane, so I haven't flown it. This will be a true maiden. The only reason I'm pointing that out is because some people might question, is this a true maiden? Well, for the airplane, no. For me, yes. So I'm excited to fly this. We've already got some wind coming in. I'd like to beat the rest of the wind, so let's put this in the air and have some fun. All right, that's a very pretty P-51. You guys, I'm sure, can hear that wind. This is nose in the wind right here. I'm pretty confident in the ability of this airplane to take off quickly, especially with that much wind. So here we go. We're a little right rudder on takeoff, generally on Warbirds, and up we go. There was not much room left on that, was there? That was not even full throttle when I took off though, because I just didn't want to crank it too hard. Warbirds, when you take off, you want to kind of ease into the juice, give a little right rudder, and yeah, when you can roll on your first pass of a maiden flight, you know you got yourself a good airplane. This is cool. Abby, we just got done watching what movie?
Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, so you better believe I've got these dogfights in my head while I'm flying this P-51. Now, the P-51 was not in Pearl Harbor, was it?
Nope.
That came later. But, man, what a cool airplane. What a cool airplane. Everybody, I think the reason we see E-Flite and all companies continually releasing P-51s is because everybody wants one. Anyone that flies RC planes has got to have at least one P-51. That's generally most people's first Warbird, and you can't blame them. It is one of the coolest airplanes in the world. It used to be one of my favorites, and still is, but it was my absolute favorite for a very long time. Yeah, of course the Corsair and like the Warhawk and a few other things have made it to my list. But if you like a scale Warbird, this is flying scale right out of the box. 4S power, in my opinion, is absolutely necessary. I wouldn't even attempt to fly this with 3S. That could just be that I'm flying in wind today. It recommends 4S. I don't even know that it recommends 3S. I do have a little bit of limited information on the airplane today. It's just a couple days before release. I'm not totally sure what the price point is on this, so it will be linked in the description box below. But it can't be too super expensive because this does fall in line with the yellow Trojan kind of category. So, all
right, Nate, you ready to play a game?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Will it snap?
Build some airspeed and altitude. We like flying scale. We also like to wake them up too. Here we go. Oh yeah, that's a nice snap on a P-51, Abby. That's cool.
I got some like horizontal snappage too.
Let's go
that was pretty wild.
Our climb rate's nice on this. That's cool. Let's go in for a dive. And another snap. The wind is taking my breath away. It's so windy out. Look at that snap, Abby. Double snap that P-51. That's pretty cool. So let's do a full throttle crank down the runway because I've just been cruising at like 3/4 throttle. I generally don't fly at full throttle most of my things now. So here we go, full throttle. It's kind of with the wind, and we'll put the nose in the wind even though it's a cross breeze. And here's full throttle again. Increase that roll rate when your airspeed is up, so is your roll rate. So if you've ever wondered how to increase your roll rate, look more like the pros do. Fly faster, you can roll faster, or you can increase your rates. So let's talk about rates. I have this straight out of the box. I didn't bind it with safe. I could have, but I chose not to. Rates are all at just their normal 100% levels, but I do have 25% aileron expo, 20% elevator, and 15% rudder. Just wanted to kind of tame it down a little bit. I knew I'd be flying in this wind, and so I wanted to be able to clean up my landings, hopefully, with expo. If you're not sure what expo does, it just kind of dumbs the sticks down when they're close to the middle. I used to swear against it, now I swear for it. It's just a nice added feature to smoothen up your flights. It really does feel nice once you get used to expo. My brain used to say, if I move my stick 25%, I want that control surface to move 25%. And that's fine and dandy. But when you are moving your sticks mostly in the middle and you just want to smoothen up your landings and stuff, it really does help to have some expo in there. And a lot of guys will have two different flight modes where their expo is increased and decreased and stuff. I don't do that. I don't do multiple flight modes. I probably should. I'm sure there's multiple benefits to it, but I enjoy flying it like this. It keeps it simple for me. Boy, that wind is cold and it hurts, Abby.
Yeah.
This is now the time of the year where flying is painful, but it's still always worth it. So that's why we're out here. And I'm just kind of pushing my flight time a little bit more, giving you guys a couple pretty show passes here as we go through the battery life. I just want you guys to get a realistic expectation of the flight time. You know, 4S2200, I didn't expect anything too long on a Warbird, but here we are. I mean, I think we're getting close to at least 5 minutes now, aren't we?
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
It looks good.
It's a good looking bird, isn't it?
I like the name of it too. It's funny.
Oh, I'm sure there's some actual history.
Oh, I'm sure. Where's Farrell McGovern? Does he still comment?
Oh yeah, he does.
He does.
Farrell McGovern, let's go! Give us the good
rundown
of our history. He leaves the best educational, but also good comments. Now landing this today is going to be very, very hard. This is such gusty wind. I wouldn't recommend people to normally fly on a day like today. Oh, that's a lot of elevator to hold inverted. We're gonna keep it and roll out. Oh man, that's hard on those banks.
I can't
Not
believe
an inverted bird, Abby. Not an inverted bird. We'll try it again.
Oh
With a lot of elevator and a lot of throttle. Just be ready to roll out if you fly her upside down, because that's full up elevator right there. We're holding it.
Outside loop. Can you do it?
No, that's full up elevator. That's maybe we did it. Ah,
barely.
I'm not going to commit to nose down to the rest of that outside loop.
The G's your pilot just experienced, he is now incapacitated.
Now, I think in real life the P-51 can handle an outside loop, no problem. But this just, I think that wind, the only way I was able to hit that is to get the nose into the wind.
It pushed it over, didn't it?
This is a scale bird through and through. I mean, this is, yeah, the snap is pretty cool, but that's it. I mean, you're not doing a lot of 3D flying on this P-51. Don't even ask me to try to hover, because she will not come back today. Yeah, definitely flashbacks.
Knife edge?
Knife edge, okay, we'll try it, but I'm gonna say no. There's full rudder. Oh, sort of. We're obviously dropping, but full rudder and full power, we barely held that. So yeah, just a little knife edge. You can do enough of a knife edge to give you a show pass. And this, I'm dreading the landing. I really am. This is gonna be interesting, guys. That's probably where that scuff came from on that nose cone. There's your knife edge. I mean, that's about as good as it gets. Really just a show pass. Okay, let's get a real true feeling of the wind. It is a cross breeze so bad today, so I think I'm gonna have to come in something like this. And there's zero throttle, and I'm gonna just kind of use a little throttle to get me closer. And this is gonna suck so bad. Here we go. Here we go. Oh yeah, that was bad. Okay, we kind of saved it. I would like to try one more time because that was really embarrassing. I had to carry the airplane back here because it's so windy I couldn't even taxi it. So this is a very challenging day to fly. Little right rudder, eat that throttle up, and there we go. That was a better takeoff than the first one, so that's an improvement. Again, it flies amazing. If you just want a nice scale Warbird to fly, we're there. I just want a cleaner landing. So this time I'm going to use a little bit of altitude for my airspeed. Well, I'm just gonna have to come in under some throttle, I think, to smooth it out.
Too fast, too high.
Right. So less wind that time, Abby. I don't know if you noticed, but
yeah,
it
died down.
So let's try this again. Actually, since there's less wind, let's use our friend. I call it the runway. Little throttle.
Pressure's on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you lost a piece. What was that?
My wheel.
Oh, you broke your wheel.
It just popped off.
Okay. Let's hope it just popped off. Oh my gosh.
Inserts, twists, and then clicks in. I don't know how that popped off because I wasn't driving backwards. Let's try again. Let's go. Little right rudder, not much. And it likes to take off at about 80% throttle or so. When you see that tail wheel go up, it's almost time. Man, okay. Challenge of Warbirds landing are never, ever fun or easy, but when they come in nice and clean, oh, they're beautiful. Beautiful when you can get it.
Oh my gosh, you almost scraped your wing.
Almost did, but I didn't. Oh, okay. The wind now is absolute cross breeze.
Look, you're going sideways. Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, the wheel popped off. That was the other side, wasn't it?
No, that was the same side.
Bounce back because it's a wire rod. It's giving some back pressure when it comes down, and then when it springs forward, it pops off. It's like the little clip isn't strong enough to hold it in place or something.
It's like your landings are baloney today.
Maybe that could be the problem.
Pilot error. It's always pilot error.
Well, has to be.
Oh, hold on. I was not ready.
So if you don't give it some right rudder, it'll twist hard. And we also want to maintain the right amount of throttle or it'll nosedive into the ground. Man, this is now my personal mission to clean up the landing, but I don't know if it's going to happen, you guys.
Easy, easy. That was better. Ah! You almost stalled.
Did you hear the doubt?
You almost stalled.
Baby. I hope you guys are enjoying this because I'm not. I could have walked away after the first landing.
I think your fingers are frozen at this point.
They are so frozen. We're supposed to fly something else.
Easy. Oh.
Man, one little bounce.
3
does it every
times.
time. That's consistency on that one wheel. Ugh.
It's consistency on your terrible landings. All right, leave a comment. Is this pilot error or plane error? Let us know. Nate, I think, would appreciate it if you didn't blame him, but these are some pretty rough landings, Nate.
I know. Yeah, I know. I know. Isn't there a saying about knowing when to walk away? Isn't there? Is that a thing?
There's a saying that it might have been a bad landing, but at least you walked away in one piece.
No, I just mean
you're walking away in 2 pieces.
Like your head. I don't know.
Yeah, that is a saying.
And so here we go again.
It's just a really bad cross breeze today for a good landing. And you're coming in way too fast, way too high. Yes.
Oh, okay. See that tree line on?
I know exactly how to do this. I guarantee you I could probably take the sticks right now if you put safe on it and have a better landing. But granted, that's what's safe.
You really think so?
That's
I could rebind it in safe. You really want me to do that? I got extra batteries.
You're hilarious.
Huh?
You're hilarious.
You want me to?
Oh, that bounce.
Yeah, well, that I could have landed, huh? And then I popped back in the air.
You're touching down too soon. When you want to touch down, don't.
Okay.
I know.
Right.
I am the landing master. I know exactly how to do this.
It's so bad.
Pull up, pull up, pull up. No, too high, pull up.
Oh,
look.
Abby was right. The wheels are still on.
That was terrible, but your best one yet. I bet you guys didn't realize I was actually Nate's flight coach.
Well, you are about to be, aren't you?
I am about to be responsible for everything you ever do.
We'll get you guys caught up.
At least I could fly that if I wanted to. Now you're Gushing birds. I could not fly those anymore in a minute.
That's right. Isn't that crazy?
You guys can thank a subscriber for that. Actually, I'm not a hater. Probably not even subscribed.
That's fine. We'll address all that down the road. Look, durability factor here is very, very solid, because that is like the only scratch I got from maybe the wingtip here. I bet that wingtip's for me too.
Definitely
Yeah, probably. I like it. You know, everybody needs what I consider like a beater P-51, a beater Warbird, right? Something you can take out and fly and not really worry too much about breaking the bank if something crashes or breaks with it. We all crash our planes and things do break. Guys, it's so windy, our mic is actually getting pushed over to the side.
I'm rotating to put my back against the wind.
Hopefully help with some of the wind noise, but that windsock is completely horizontal. I do not recommend that you guys fly in winds like this, but if you live in a windy area and this is all you got, and you know your own ability and you can fly in wind like this, like someone like myself, and there are many people that can fly in wind, I encourage you to fly with AMA. Whether you're a pro, an amateur, or you've just bought your very first airplane, you really should fly with the Academy of Model Aeronautics, because it's an insurance program. If the wind gust hits so hard that this goes and flies through a window, AMA is going to step in, but also they go to bat for us. So when we talk about these little innuendos we're talking about with Abby not being able to fly small things but can big things and yada yada, AMA is telling the FAA, hey guys, do you know the difference between a big airplane that you get in and fly and a little foam toy that couldn't hurt a little Barbie doll? Well, the AMA goes to bat for us to say, look guys, these are just foam toys, and the TheRcSaylors and other people are even more responsible than these full-scale guys sometimes. I can not tell you how many times we've been up here flying at our active full-scale runway with absolute written permission, of course.
Written permission now. It was just verbal.
Yes, that's right.
Verbal permission.
I hear an engine now.
No.
And guess what?
He didn't radio.
No radio! Who is at fault if something were to happen? Well, of course, we're always going to land our little foam toys before anyone could ever get in the same area, the same airspace as our little foam toys. But guys, there's so many full-scale pilots that just don't even do what they're supposed to do.
Especially here.
He is definitely within range. He should have radioed in.
Yep.
He needs a 5-mile out call. If you're nice, you can do a 10-mile out call or so, maybe 8 miles. And then when you're within vicinity of the airport, you really should radio. The point is, AMA will be linked in the description box below, and we need companies, we need people like AMA, the Academy of Model Aeronautics, to represent us, because this stuff happens all the time. But the FAA, they don't care about that. They do care about our little tiny foam toys. He idled down too. He could be landing. I doubt it, but I heard the throttle come back.
He could just be nosy.
Yes. Wanted to see live action, the TheRcSaylors. Okay, well, this will be linked in the description box below. If you guys like our very real videos, and I say this all the time, but I feel like I need to reiterate it with the airplane stuff. Whenever we do a drone video, if we show our real first experience, like we did with the DJI Neo, we have these DJI fans, not DJI, but DJI fans that come and they're like, well, what were you doing, flying that for the first time? Why wasn't that a polished, perfect commercial? Well, that's our channel.
We're not a commercial?
That's right.
They don't pay us?
No one's paying us. We're out here to fly our foam toys for fun and share our real experience with you. Look, if I were having smoother landings, that wheel, that landing gear would not have popped off. I showed you 2 good ones, what, 5 bad ones? But hey, it did pop off, didn't it? That's real life. So we're gonna show you what happened. And so I just want to remind you guys that that's the overall vibe of our channel. Let us know in the comments, do you appreciate that or not? If you do, leave a like, let us know in the comments. It's nice when you watch any YouTuber's video all the way to the end. That's a big help, and we thank you very much. And a nice way to support us too, or any other YouTuber as well, is to click the links that we have in the description box below if you plan on buying something. I'm not telling you to run out and buy this, but if you love it like we do, it'll be linked down there. It'll take you right to the website, and we make a small commission on that. Guys, I want to say a massive thanks to God for blessing us with this beautiful day. My hands are cold. They don't move as fast as they should be. My nose is running. It's hurting to be out here. That wind is horrible. man, it's good to be alive. And I'm so grateful for it. I'm so grateful for your time to be here and share this experience with us. And I just want to let you guys know that we genuinely care about you. We can talk about the hobby in the comments. We can talk about life in the comments. I just want to talk to you guys in the comments. Let us know, because we love you, God loves you, and I just hope you're enjoying today because it's awesome. Last but not least, I want to say a massive thanks to our Patreon supporters, because we couldn't do what we do as often as we do it without your insanely awesome support. If you want to sign up for Patreon, it'll also be linked in the description box below. Guys, if you loved this Warbird and you want to find something similarly priced, we'll have a hand-picked video popping up right about now just for you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there.
Woo!